Instead of spending a fortune buying all sorts of specialist ingredients for your homemade wines, here are some cheap and simple tips to brew a top quality wine from home. When starting, you need to pick your juice. Wine is usually made with grape juice. However, homemade wines and mead can be made from all sorts of juice. Apple juice is easy and cheap and contains various nutrients that are needed to encourage the growth of the wine yeast. It makes a great base flavour and it combines well with all sorts of herbs and spices. When making a wine, the main factor that determines the alcohol content and the quality in the finished product is the strain of yeast that you use. For this reason, it's worth taking the time to find the right yeast for you, depending on your needs, such as a dry or a sweet wine and a high or a low alcohol content wine. Once you have your yeast picked, you have an idea of what strength of wine you want to produce. So it's time to measure the sugar content in the juice. This can easily be done with a Brix meter, which you can purchase for around €10 on eBay. Simply place a few drops of the liquid onto the Brix meter and hold it up to the light. The light reflects at different angles depending on the sugar content in the juice. From the chart here, you can see what sugar content is required in order to achieve the desired alcohol content after fermentation. If you're using a yeast strain that is not meant for high alcohol wine, then you risk making a wine that is too sweet, as the yeast will die before full fermentation has completed. Once you have boiled your juice with the sugar added up to the desired percentage, you can add many flavourings to your wine. For a dry tannin astringent taste, 1 tea bag per gallon can be added. For a citrus acidic bite, lemon or tinned grapefruit can be added. If making a floral wine or a sweet wine, 1 teaspoon of glycerine per gallon can be added to help preserve the subtle flavours in the flour, or to sweeten the wine if it's too acidic. Instead of spending money on all sorts of yeast nutrients, there's some simple options that you can find around the home. 500 grams of raisin per gallon. As raisins are dried grape, not only do they supply nutrients to the yeast, they also improve the flavour of the wine. 1 banana peel plus banana chopped for the potassium content. 1 pinch of Epsom salt for the magnesium content. To boost the growth of your wine yeast, you can make a moonshiner's paste. 1 teaspoon of moonshiner's paste is made by adding some water to bread yeast and boiling it for 5 minutes until the yeast has died. Then this supplies your wine yeast with the required nutrients it needs to thrive and give you a good strong fermentation. Finings help to clear a wine more quickly. Placing the wine in a cold room will speed up sedimentation and help clearing of the wine. Another easy trick is to get eggshells, cook them in the oven to make sure they're sterile, then crush them and add them into your gallon of wine. 1 to 2 eggs per gallon is enough. This will speed up the sedimentation and the clearing of the wine.